Sit in your chosen meditation position. For this session, it's important that you sit as still as possible without moving for the full duration of the meditation. So be sure to use a position that you can sit in with ease. Sit with an upright spine and relaxed shoulders. As you settle into your sitting position, allow your eyes to gently close and allow yourself a soft smile. Should at any point during the meditation you feel a need to move, make sure it's with conscious decision and deliberate movement. We're going to begin this session by focusing on the breath, where we focus on the initial point of contact that the breath makes with the body. It may be at the entrance to the nostrils, or perhaps the upper lip, or maybe even further down the nasal cavity. Take a moment to observe the breath as you inhale, as you exhale. Now, instead of observing the sensation of the breath's point of contact, examine the same area, but try to notice any other sensation that may be present there. What kind of sensations do you have? Is it an itch? Does it feel hot or cold? Perhaps there's a light tingling or feeling of vibration. If you do feel something, is it constant? Try to pinpoint the exact sensations you feel. Analyze your reaction to it. Is it a bad sensation? Are you averse to it? Is it pleasant? Do you want it to continue? Maybe none of these things. Maybe you feel completely indifferent to it. This is also a reaction. Don't feel the need to create sensations. Just be open to the ones that already exist. Even if the area feels like it's blank and there's no sensations there at all, analyze that. What is the nature of the feeling of nothing? Is it truly nothingness? Whatever it is, no matter how subtle or gross, just study it carefully, whilst also remaining aware of your reaction to it. Good, bad, indifferent. Now we are going to move our attention through the whole body, sweeping from top to bottom, observing any sensations and our reactions to them. Aiming to move at a reasonable pace, we will analyze a space of just a few inches, about the same size as 2 fingers, at a time. At first, it's best to take a methodical approach, moving from the top of the head down to the bottom of the feet and then back up again. This way, we can give more attention to the study of our sensations rather than focusing on the direction of the sweep. Move your attention to the very top of your head. Find the space that you recognize as the highest point of your body. Study that small space for any sensations. They don't have to be anything particularly special, just mundane, everyday sensations. Perhaps you feel a slight itch. It could be a strong or dull feeling. Do you feel pain there or a pleasant tingle? Maybe the feeling of warmth. Just be open and objective, accepting of whatever you feel, neither labeling things as good or bad. Once you've identified a feeling, analyze your reaction to it. Do you like it? Are you annoyed by it? Is it boring? There's no good or bad, right or wrong reaction. There's simply the reaction to be observed. After you've felt a sensation and analysed it and your reaction to it, just move further down the back of the head. Be aware of the top crown of your head. Rest your attention here and let any sensation that might be happening come to your attention. Maybe it's an extension of a sensation just above it. Maybe you don't feel anything. Again, this is okay. Just observe the feeling of the area being blank and analyze your reaction to that. Did you prefer the previous sensation? Do you prefer this sensation or lack of? If you feel nothing, is it the same nothing you felt at the very top of your head? If not, how is this nothing different? Now slowly move your attention down to analyze the rest of the back of the head, noting the sensation and your reaction to it, and then moving on. Not staying in a place for longer than anywhere else. Not staying somewhere because the sensation is nice, and not moving quickly because the sensation is unpleasant. Just accepting what is there, studying it and your reaction to it, and then moving on. We now bring our attention back up from the bottom of the neck and around to the forehead, aware of any feelings, sensations, or numbness that reside there. Not expecting anything in particular, just allowing our attention to rest there for a moment and allowing ourselves to observe that space without judgment. Moving your awareness to your left cheek and holding your attention there for a few moments, and then on to the left ear. Observe across to the right cheek, noting the sensations that arise there, and then on to the right ear. Then slowly sweeping down through the lower part of the face, past the upper lip and lower lip, down through to the chin and along the jawline. When our attention comes to the front of the neck, around the throat, we're likely to feel movement caused by our breathing. Observe, but also try to look deeper at any other sensation that may arise either on top or below the actual throat area. Take your sweep along to the right arm, starting at the shoulder and slowly moving down through the upper arm and to the elbow. Analyzing every part of the upper arm, the biceps and triceps, paying attention to any sensation, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, just observing objectively and then reflecting upon your own reaction to that sensation. Carry on down past the elbow, scanning the forearm, wrist, and into the hands. Moving your attention through the palm and spreading out along the inside and outsides of your fingers. Now transfer your attention across from the tips of your right fingers to the tips of your left fingers, sweeping up this time through your fingers and into the palm and around your hand. Study the feeling. What kind of temperature do you feel? Are your hands warm or cold? Is the temperature constant throughout the hands? Is there a slight tingle or vibration? Are these phenomena that you're observing profound, or are they faint? Now up the lower part of the left arm, encompassing the elbow and up the bicep and the back of the arm and into the shoulder. Begin to move your attention down the back, moving your awareness bit by bit down each vertebra and branching out to the broader areas of the back, out and around to each shoulder blade individually. First, envelop the left shoulder blade, moving your attention around it, resting in small sections and observing what you find. Move back to the spine and then onto the right shoulder blade, scanning for any sensation, any sensations whatsoever. The warmth of the room, the coolness of a breeze, the feeling of your clothes making contact with your body. What does that feel like? How does the material feel against your skin? Can you observe the precise spot at which the material touches your skin and then leaves the skin? It doesn't matter if the sensation is fixed or fleeting, disappearing the moment you notice it. Just observe, study its qualities, study your reaction to it. Move further down the spine and the lower part of your back, around over the left buttock. Take note of the sensation you feel with it making contact with the ground, the pressure on it from the weight of your body. Do some parts have more pressure than others? Are these sensations welcomed? The joints in your leg and the feeling of it being in whichever position you are in. Extend your sweep through the upper parts of the left leg, through your thigh and into the knee. Do you feel any aches or pains? Even unpleasant sensations that arise can just be observed. Look at them objectively. Were they there before? Will they still be there later? They are impermanent. Just like the sensation, your adverse reaction to the unpleasantness is also impermanent, arising and passing away. Measure the feeling along and down the shin and lower leg. Again, paying attention to the places where your ankle is stretching into its position, where it makes contact with the floor, or is it laying on top or below your other leg? Has it gone numb? Is your body telling you to react in any way? Do you want to move? Try to just observe. Moving around into the sole of your foot and into your toes, noting all sensations that arise, however mundane, however peculiar. Passing through from the toes of the left foot to the right foot, sweeping into the sole of the foot, gradually, methodically, into the ankle, aware of its sensation, into the knee, aware of your reaction, sweeping through the top of the leg into the hip joint of the right leg. And around the back to the right buttock, being an objective observer to any feelings and sensations as they become apparent, and then moving on. Moving up into the bottom of the stomach, scanning up and around, taking notice of every area. Gradually bringing your scan into the chest, resting and observing whenever a sensation arises, no matter how subtle, no matter how great. We're now going to move back into the throat area. Notice how the sensations have changed since you last observed that area. Are they greater in intensity than before? Did the sensations you felt disappear to be replaced with new ones? Are you more sensitive to them now? How do you feel about them? Sweeping back into the chin, up through the lips and into the nose, aware of the breath, the cheeks, ears, and around the eyes, the forehead. Move your attention through the back of the head back to your original point at the very center of the top of your head. Now, we're going to scan back through the body. Try not to move. Remain as still as possible. If movement is unavoidable, then make it conscious and controlled. Starting at the top of the head and slowly moving your attention down the back of the head, noting any sensations, their nature, and your reaction to it. Scanning your forehead, moving down over the eyes, your left cheek, and onto your left ear, the right cheek, and right ear, moving down your nose and over the upper lip, feeling the breath, past your chin and examining the throat as it moves with your breathing. Taking your attention onto the back of your neck, aware of the sensations, moving onto the right shoulder and down through the upper arm and the elbow. Witnessing the arising and passing away of all sensations, arising and passing away, impermanent, along the forearm and into the hand. Over the palm and into each finger, only adjusting your posture in a controlled and deliberate manner, passing into the fingers of the left hand and into the palm, up through the forearm and into the elbow joint, noting any sensation, anything at all. The upper arm and into the shoulder, across the back and into the spine. Any feeling, anything at all, pleasant, unpleasant, just observe. Observe your reaction. It will change. All things change. Down your spine and through the back, along the left buttock, into the thigh and knee. How has the sensation changed? Has it grown greater? Has it become less? Into the ankle and through the foot. Scanning the sole of the foot. Is there tingling or subtle vibrations? Studying, objectively, any sensations that arise. Just investigating any small feeling that we can take notice of. Into the sole of the right foot, the ankle and lower leg. Do you feel any pressure? The knee and upper thigh. Into the hip joint and around the back to the right buttock. Moving back up through the stomach and into the chest, scanning everywhere available, noting every sensation. Back into the throat. How has it changed? Up the chin, around the lower lip, upper lip. Feeling the breath as it makes contact with the body. Your nose, your left cheek and ear, right cheek and ear. Over your eyes and over your forehead, moving around to the back of the neck and up through the back of the head, examining every small or large sensation that presents itself to you. Your reaction to it, its impermanent nature, arising, passing away, arising, passing away. And finally, back to the very center of the top of the head. Take a few moments to bring yourself back to the present moment and open your eyes.